get
Zero.
today? 0 viewers.
0 viewers.
Oh boy. It's like that one time. I don't remember how in the world that ever happened. That was
where we're just like nobody was coming in.
Right, and the feed was getting cut off and all that stuff, and that was the worst.
That was the worst, man. That was only a couple months ago.
Yeah, I know.
We've been doing this for how long now? February? March?
Too long. The funny thing is, I started. I wanted to do the whole live shows when I wasn't so busy anymore. Remember, that was like the talking point. So
now you're so busy. But you're doing
I realize now, if we do this again starting next year, that I got to find a way to get prepped a lot better, because it's the fall semester. The fall semester is just killer for me. It's just so busy. So, and we just had homecoming this past week. We pulled a W. Fortunately, it was so close. It was so close.
You're telling me that you guys might lose.
Oh my goodness! I'm just glad we pulled that W. We were doing really well in the beginning, and then the other team caught up, but we held off that lead by 1 touchdown.
Nice.
So, but yeah,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about your little football shoot too. I think you posted something on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I did, and yeah, we can go over that a little bit here. But let's see who's in the chat. Van Leanne, hello, Jason and Danny. Hope you're doing well. I can't wait to see your live. If I can, I always try watching your live broadcasts.
Thank
you, Van. Yeah, appreciate it. Keith Bailey says, "Okay, peeps, give me your cameras and walk away." What is going on there? Matthew Fry, NYC in the house. Matthew Fry, we are going to be in New York. Me and Jason Vong.
Nice.
Oh, wait. Oh, he's in NYC. Got it. He's from Detroit. Keith said his studio was robbed. Oh, boy.
Oh, what?
That sucks. Alan, what's going on, man? Dave Sincere, what is up?
I thought you said Steve's studio got robbed. I was like, what?
Oh.
But Keith,
WRX Mike, what's up, man? Moses ONG, hi. And then Abu Bakr Robert says, what's up? What's up, man?
What's up?
Oh, boy.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, definitely. Thanks.
It's Monday Night Football still happening?
No idea. I guess it still happens, right?
Okay.
All right.
Chris Monroe says, tuning in from Vietnam. Could you please say hi to my digital media students?
Oh, what the heck? Hey, guys, what's going on?
How's it going, Vietnamese peeps?
Digital media students. What's up?
Students of Vietnam.
That's odd.
I don't even know how to say hello in Vietnamese. Isn't that strange?
Should you know? Is that
I feel like required? I should. Part Vietnamese. My parents speak Vietnamese. I consider myself more Chinese though, but I know how to say it in Korean, Japanese, pretty much any other language, but Korean. Vietnamese.
Vietnamese. Okay.
I only know how to order food in Vietnamese. That's all I'm good for.
That banh mi.
That banh mi.
Banh mi.
Tam.
Dave Sincere says, I saw the video about you making the full transition over to Sony. I mean, honestly, I already made the transition a while back. I mean, it wasn't like,
I wouldn't call that a transition. Just something that should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah, I just was one of those people who just kept holding on to my gear, and it was just terrible. I just needed to get rid of it already. I kept making excuses for myself. Chris Mega Games dancing into the chat room.
What's going on, Chris?
Chris Monroe. Jeffrey S. I'm getting rid of all my Canon lens. Not the Canon lenses yet. I'm going to hold on to them because I'm trying to be a little more frugal with my spending this year round and being smart about how I go about getting stuff for my channel.
That's ludicrous.
Absolutely. Bri Reyes Images tuning in from the Philippines. Or is that Bri? What's going on, man? Pho. Chris Monroe. Can you say that? Jason, he says Jin Chao. Is that how you say that?
Xin Chao?
Xin Chao?
Xin Chao? He probably had to say something weird.
I know. Oh, crap. He probably offended an entire country. Holly Brim. Hey, what's going on? Is that WVS for West Virginia? Hope I'm getting it right.
I'm going to take your word for it, Chris.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
We have a lot of Asian countries joining us today. Philippines.
Oh, what time is it in the Philippines right now? Let us know. What time is it out there for you? Don't tell me it's like 2 in the morning or something for you guys. It's probably like
busting out some Japanese konbanwa.
Konbanwa. Eigo ga wakarimasu ka? What?
Chocolate coffee, dude.
Michael Simmons from LA.
What's going on, Michael?
Oh, it's 10 a.m. over there right now. Okay.
Oh, nice. Very cool. 10 a.m.
Right.
Hong Kong.
All right, folks. It is already past 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time here for Jason Vong and I for our Monday live show. And as usual, we usually start with hashtag new gear. Now, the main title, I kind of handpicked it, sort of like one of our main topics this evening is going to be about Nikon and Canon both looking to go into full-frame mirrorless in 2018. Obviously, a big question mark. So as far as some news topics we're going to talk about possibly today is Sony not being ready to go into the medium format system. The possibility of another RX1R Mark II or Mark III coming around the horizon. Sony launching a 20mm f2 or f2.8 FE lens. And then for somehow, the Nikon D850 inches out the A7R2 in terms of its overall sensor score of 100 versus 98. So, Jason Vong, we are going to go ahead and jump into the hashtag new gear segment, folks. So those of you in the chat room, we'd love to know what you recently picked up or recently purchased, maybe this week or last week if you missed our last show. Post up. Whoa, we just got a drop of $10 from Van. Thank you.
Van, you're awesome, man. Starting to show off right. Good start. Here's to that.
Oh, they say it's 9:03 a.m. right now in Vietnam. So, folks, we are in hashtag new gear mode. Let us know what you recently picked up. We're going to go ahead and start off with Jason. Jason's got quite a few new items. He's got that gas going on. So, Jason, what have you recently picked up?
So, already mentioned a lot of this on the new gear video that I published on Sunday. So, got the new Sennheiser AVX wireless lavalier microphone. Loving it so far. Loving the form factor. Just need to play with it a little bit more, tweak it a little bit more, and see what's up with it. But really loving the form factor. It's a massive difference from the Rode Link. You can see how much smaller it is compared to the Rode Link. So pretty much got it for that form factor convenience. And all of these are like USB charged. Or can be charged via USB, while these take like AA batteries. So it just really saves on the size and the weight with the Sennheiser AVX wireless mic. So
what's the transceiver like? So can you hold up both items up again real quick? The two things that you get. So you get that little adapter, and then you get the actual transceiver or the actual receiver there.
Yep.
Okay. So how are you?
Yeah, XLR too, but it also comes with a cable to connect to your camera.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So how would you, I think we talked about this a little bit already, but how do you plan on possibly using that in your line of work at this time? Or how it would work out for you, possibly?
Pretty much just using wireless. Well, because like in my room, it's just like there's so much echo. So if I use a lavalier microphone, it just kind of minimizes that echo in my room. So that's pretty much what it is. And then using that wireless lav solution, it just makes it easier. I don't have to sync my audio in post like how I used to with the Zoom H1 and all that. So it just makes it easier. Plus, I think this one has less interference if you go out and shoot with it. Because I did get some interference with the Rode Link when I was out shooting at like a convention, and I was just picking up like weird noises. So now that we're gonna go to Photo Plus, I'll bring the Sennheiser AVX, give it a shot, and see what's up. So
Were you, so as far as the actual device itself, you were really looking at it for your own personal like YouTube work, or just like, and not necessarily for like the wedding cinematography kind of deal?
Nah, no. Weddings, we're okay with the Zoom H1s that I'm using. We don't really care for the wireless for the wedding stuff. So the Zoom H1 has been fine for the wedding stuff.
And then my other question for you is that, are you looking to sell off your Road Link then at this point?
Yes, I am. Once I do a few tests with the Sennheiser, make sure everything is okay, and if it's good, price off the Road Link. I don't need it.
All right, folks. Well, you heard it here. Jason Vong has a Road Link wireless kit for sale. Hit him up if you are interested. He's possibly. How much are you selling it for?
I don't know. How much is it retail? Like $400, right?
It was retail $399. All right, now we're turning it to a hashtag. We sell stuff now. Hashtag we sell stuff.
Hashtag we sell stuff. I was just joking with Danny earlier that since he's selling all his Canon gear, he's having reverse gas. He's just like giving back his gear. Not acquiring gear anymore.
Yeah, I'm not acquiring gear, and we're just trying to get rid of everything. Jason, you looks like you got some more stuff. Let's go to the next item.
Okay, so what did I got the Sony 18-105 finally. Really pretty awesome lens. I'm actually very surprised, and I was actually very surprised by it. Very good image quality and all that as well too. Very light. So I know a lot of people have always been asking me or Danny to like make a review or make a comparison between the Zeiss 16-70 and the 18-105. So I finally have it, and I'm going to try to strictly shoot exclusively with this and another new lens that I picked up, which is the 35 millimeter 1.8, which was also like highly recommended by you guys.
Dang, Jason, and that gas.
That gas on the A6000 right here too. So 35 1.8. Also, again, just very surprised how tiny this lens is. It's insane. Has optical steady shot and everything. And people are saying this is a lot sharper than the Sigma 30mm 1.4, and the autofocus is a lot better. So I definitely want to test that out for myself. And last but not least, got the Peak Design sling. My 4th Peak Design bag, dude.
Damn.
Gassing it up hard.
Woo. You definitely are.
Also, I was this close today to pulling the trigger on getting the 50mm macro. It was on sale for like $350. It's like $150 off. I was like, no, I don't need it.
You don't need it, man. You don't need it. It's funny. We're starting to get parity between our lenses with Sony a little bit. I've got my 18-105. I've also got the 35 as well. My next G Master lens will more than likely be a 24-70. So we'll have parity there at some point. We'll see. But yeah, so yeah, that's
find some way to like move in together, be roommates, so we don't have to like buy repeated amount of years.
Just share lenses that way, right? It makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
We gotta do what Team Crispy's doing, just like all use the same studio and shoot all their videos.
That is so smart. That is so smart.
Sony Studio. I don't know. Actually, that exists already. It's called Sony Pictures.
So as far as the motivation to get those other lenses, was there another type of reasoning behind not just for review purposes, but was there another reason what motivated you to get the 35? Did you get a good deal on it, or the 18-105?
No, they weren't really any good deals on either of those lenses. I just picked it up just for comparison's sakes. I mean, I was very happy with the 30mm 1.4 from Sigma. I mean, we love using it for weddings. So it's just people were like, hey, the 35 is slightly better, it's sharper, and the focus is just better. So decided to pick it up and give it a shot and see what's up.
All right. Well, folks, again, just letting you know, if you're just chiming in right now, we are on hashtag New Gear segment. And we'll get to our news topics in a little bit. And again, towards the end, we'll have our Q&A session. So as far as items and stuff that I recently got, it's practically nothing. I got nothing recently. My Mark IV is up on sale right now somewhere in the world. And then I sold off some of my CF cards have been sold already. And then I'm still getting ready to post these because I've got 3 of these 600 EXRTs that I need to unload at some point. So if anyone's interested in some 600 EXRTs, let me know. I mean,
DM that one camera guy.
It's not even the hashtag New Gear anymore. It's like hashtag pawn this gear.
Pawn.
And so I got some commentary from the video that I recently released the other day, was whether or not I was selling my Canon lenses. And like I said, I'm very interested in picking up the 24-70 G Master, but I'm trying to really test myself not to spend more money than I need to. So I still have this 24-70 f2.8 Canon lens, the original one, the Series 1. And I think honestly it works well with a Sigma MC11 adapter. And as long as I'm not shooting anything moving fast with it, it works pretty darn good. So I think in the meantime, I'll hold on to this. And as far as satiating my concerns about an ultra wide angle lens, oh, well, I don't have it with me, but I have the 17-40 Canon L lens. And that works well too on the Sony A9 with the MC11. I mean, I would very rarely ever use those lenses for a really fast moving subject anyway. So I don't really have a need to spend extra money. So I'm going to try and beat Jason Vong and not spend too much cash. So we shall see.
Maybe I don't know, man. I think you need that G Master in your hand.
I don't need that G Master, Jason. I really want it. When I rented it out and got the loan from Sony, I was just blown away. It was just a joy to use. But I mean, honestly, performance-wise, non-moving subjects is fine. It works just great. But obviously, I'd like to get the G Master 24-70. So, yeah. All right. Actually, the one that piques my interest is still getting my own copy of the 12-24. That 12-24 f4. But I honestly really like the 16-35. That was a really nice lens. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the chat and see what's going on here. Holly Brim said, just ordered an Alpha 6300. Excited to make the switch to Sony.
Awesome. Welcome, Holly. Welcome to the Sony.
I will probably be putting up a guide for specifically the Alpha 6300. I know I already have one for the A6000, Alpha 6500. I might be getting some sponsor help with that. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh,
right.
Hey, you know, okay. I was watching your A6000 tutorial the other day, and I was just like, oh, wow, I actually learned something from Danny's video. You know how you're like saying like you can like move the flash like and point it up to the ceiling? I was like, how did I never thought about doing this? This is like amazing. This is like a breakthrough method. This technique like a hack.
It's really good in a pinch. Yeah. But you know, obvious pinch in there. Chris Mega Game says, how can I donate yen? I'm not sure.
Maybe there's an option. I don't know.
Yeah. Tomas, what's going on, Tomas? That C200 though, I'm jelly about it, but I'm soon moving away from Canon already. So
everybody I know has a C200.
I know, right? Even our homie from Canada. Let's see here. WRX Mike says he picked up another 5D Mark III, a Sigma 85 Art, a Tamron 24-70 f2.8 for an event and wedding.
Beast.
Nice.
Beast.
I said it. We've said this before, but if you're getting into to DSLRs, the stuff's really cost effective now. Like, you can find so many good deals for that stuff. You know, I saw on the Canon digital photography forum, because I was like looking around on their for sale section. Someone was selling a Canon T2i with the Sigma 1750 f2.8 for $300. $300. The Canon T2i with a 17-50 2.8 lens. I remember paying $600 for the 1750 f2.8. Just that alone for like five. Nah, that's 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago now. But it's crazy, 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 and that's some good stuff. So, all right, Jason, if you see anything, go for it, man.
Tomas says AVX is a beast. Awesome. Let's see here. Gangster Boat 69 just switched from Sony A5000 to the A7 II. Also grabbed Rockinon 24 1.4 and Samyang 14 f2.8. Very nice. And
nice.
Michael Mistro Pierce just dropped $10. Respect.
What? Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Let's
channel.
gotta get ready for that New York trip.
Hey man, you're getting money and you're selling your gear, man. I'm like losing money and buying gear.
I don't know, man. No, I don't know. Let's see here.
That's right. Fun the New York trip. Let's see here.
Eric Martin, well, this is a question, though. He says, have you guys checked out the new high bitrate SD card Sony just announced a few days ago? What? There's a new SD card?
I didn't know they have one.
I have no idea about, unless it's the same one they've had that's like 300 megabits per second or megabytes per second or something.
I was actually a little bummed that it's not free if you buy the A9 anymore. I'm just like, oh. Not that I was going to get it, but.
And Pissois says, since I just switched to Sony from Canon, person just picked up an 85 f1.8 and the 24-70 f4.
Nice. Chris Mega Games, small rig with a NATO handle for the A6500.
Nice.
Keith, hashtag Jason hates his road link. I don't hate it. I like it. I like it a lot. It's just.
I think it's going to be a new segment. Michael Simmons says, hashtag we sell stuff, man. That's going to be a new segment. So hashtag new gear, hashtag we sell. I mean, I got to sell something to fund something new, man. I can't, there's no way I can keep spending. So let's see here.
Tomas says the Sennheiser goes up to 180 yards, still usable audio. Did a video on it when it released. Awesome.
Troy Pass is still asking about the A9 and the Sigma 120 to 300. You know, I'm going to try to put together a video for it at some point when I'm not like really busy. So hopefully I can. All I can say is that performance-wise, it's pretty darn good. I'm very happy with it. So, but my needs are different from everybody else. I would say that. All right.
Bryce says 180-105 is a beast. I use it alone in my 6300 last wedding event I covered. Nice.
I'm guessing for video, right? For video?
For video or for photo? Let us know.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm lost. Okay.
Michael Simmons says, do you guys know much about cinema lenses? I'm into film. The only cinema lenses I've used are the Zeiss ones and the Rockinons. I'm more familiar with the Rockinons, and they're really awesome.
You know, maybe when we're at Photo Plus, we hit up Rockinon and Sigma. We go, hey, we are the Monday Live crew, and we'd love to check out some of your cinema glass and retrofit it.
What are you guys?
Like, we don't know who you guys are. What are you talking about? So I think
we don't know you. Oh, you're the A9 guy.
You're the A9 guy that caused all that problem. Nah, we don't want you guys. You don't want you.
You're the brother that looks. You look like his brother. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh shoot! All right. Bry Ray Izibich says saving money to get that 10 to 18 f4. Man, I love that lens. That is like, I just wish it was cheaper. I just wish more. I just wish Sony would just drop the price on that thing. I just wish more people could have access to it. It's such a versatile lens. I love that lens. Dark Wanderer 86 got the G Master 100 to 400 for the win. I am definitely going to try that lens out soon when I have a chance. Would definitely love to check that one out. Dave Sincere saying having problems with his Alpha 6300. That is not good. Hopefully they can get that all situated for you.
See, Juan says new gear. Just bought my A7R2 2 weeks ago. Already shot 2 college football games with a Canon 70-200, 2.8 on a Metabones 5th gen. Nice. How did it work out for you? Was the focus fast? Good enough?
That's what I'm saying. It's doing all right, but see, I don't know about the A7R2. That'd be a challenge. Frank Domino, Fuji Xe3 and the X-T2 is coming.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Reginald, new gear, GoPro Hero 6 and a Karma grip stabilizer.
All right. Alan Ip says, have you found the free pizza offer yet from New York City?
No. Who is the guy? Who are you guys? Are you out there?
Yeah, we had somebody. I'm sorry for the folks that are just jumping into the chat. We're still kind of hammering through our hashtag new gear segment. We got some news items that we're going to cover soon and then tackle some questions towards the end. I know some folks are dropping questions for us, but we want to try and tackle that towards the end of the show if possible. Let's see here. I don't know, Jason, I don't know if you see anything else as far as hashtag new gear. And
Troy Pass says 6500, got an A6500. How good or bad is the Sigma Sport 120-300?
The last time I tried it, it did not. It it didn't work right. The autofocus wouldn't continue tracking. Like if you that first shot you got, it would get it. The shots afterwards wouldn't get. But with the A9, it like the shots consecutive would continue to track it to an extent. So that's just kind of how it's been. Then Arnold Gallinano says, why can't Sigma just make a native 120 to 300 f2.8 or a 100 to 400 f2.8 FE? That would be a crazy lens. I don't know. Maybe they're in the works. Maybe that's going to happen soon. So, and War Chortle, hashtag New Gear, picked up a Sigma f1.4 35mm lens.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Jason, are we ready? Are we ready to move on? Jason, I think we need to move on.
Yes.
So, Jason, I don't know how much you want to divulge of this, but our very own Jason Vong is now moving his way up in the Sony world. He was invited to a small Sony event, and he got to check out the Sony RX1Rii. Jason, would you love to share a little bit about how that went down for you?
Cool. Can you give me 1 second? Vivian's at the door. She got locked out. Let me open the door for her.
Thanks, Jason. All right, now I gotta handle this show. All right, will do. How's everybody doing right now? Jason Vong's gone. Show's over. No, I'm kidding. It's not over yet. I'm gonna jump back into the chat and see what else is going on here. What is it? Arnold Gallinado says he got a new Sony. Well, he got a Sony A9 battery grip open box for $250. Not too shabby there. I always have a battery grip on mine like 90% of the time. Comes in really handy. Let's see here. Arnold Gallinado says, upcoming Sony artisan, the legend, Jason Vong. Hey, you never know. You never know. It could happen. It could definitely happen.
Boom, back.
Oh, Jason Vong's back. He made it. He made it. The show's still going on.
What are we talking about?
The RX1Rii event that you were specially invited to, that I was not invited to.
I had an extra ticket for you, man. You should have came with me.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, so I went to an RX1Rii event last Wednesday out in Sony Pictures in Culver City, and it was pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of people there I don't know. I think a lot of them are like Instagrammers, like popular Instagrammers, because when I checked them out afterwards, they have like 26K followers, very talented, very creative people. Even Sarah Dietschy and John Hill was there. And
what?
Yeah, they
were there.
Yeah, so I was like, when I was like, okay, so there's like different things you could shoot at the RX1Rii event. One is like there was a stage and these kung fu fighters were like fighting, duking it out. You can like grab some slow-mo of that. There's a BMX biker on like another side of the stage. What else is there? Oh, and there's like a little 360 camera thing going on over there. And then I saw a guy on a skateboard who looks like John Hill, Sarah Dietschy's boyfriend, if you guys didn't know. And I was like, no, that can't be him. They're not here. They're in Canada the last I checked. You know, they were out in Canada for Buffer Festival. And then like when I was about to like go shoot the kung fu event, because they were like doing some raining scene or whatever, they're like, all right guys, come to the kung fu stage because we're gonna drop some rain for you guys to grab some cool slow-mo footage. And then, you know, as I was about to go up, I saw Sarah Dietschy and I was like, holy crap, that's her, that's the vlogger. I was like, oh. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to say hi to her in person. Because like it was just, we only had like an hour at the event, because you're not supposed to, you don't have to, but we were told that we have about less than an hour to either shoot a video or a photo for the RX1Rii and post that onto the Instagram feed, and then we would win some prizes. So there were 3 prizes. The second and third place prizes were an RX100V, and the first place prize was the A7S II 24-70 and an RX100V. So,
what the heck?
Random. Like the raffle was random, but I won one of the RX100V, so I have 2 RX100V now. But someone did actually end up winning an A7S II, a 24-70 on an RX100V.
Jason, what if it was an A9? You'd have been like,
this is It's a little bit messed up of me to say, but I wish I did win the A7S2. Not that I'm not grateful for the RX105, but I was like, man, if I won the A7S2, I would have just sold that bundle, because that bundle would have been like what, $3 grand,
almost enough to move up
almost
to
enough to get an RX. Sorry, an A9. I would have been like, buy the bundle, get the A9. But it's up.
I was like, they probably saw our live stream. They were like, hashtag get Jason Vong and A9 or something like that. So
just get this guy an RX105. Just keep him happy. Just
shoot.
But no, it was pretty awesome. I was like, man, I never won anything before. I was like so excited. I was like, oh my god.
So they really brought people that were within the Sony community, influencers, right? "Quote unquote" influencers.
Yeah, just
out there,
anybody who's an influencer were there that night, because I guess the one of the spokesmen there was pretty much like, hey, you know, we could have gotten any media outlets to come cover the RX0, but you know what? We value influencers. We value the creatives out there. So that's why you guys are here tonight, to really just test out the RX0.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Hopefully they invite you to some more events.
Yeah, I just feel bad because like I feel like everybody there was like super talented. I just took like one photo of me holding the RX0 like this with some like bokeh in the back, and that's it. But then like I saw like other people's video, I saw other people's photos, and I was like, holy crap, you know, these are really good. You know, they probably deserve to win. If it was actual competition, I'm sure they would win. Did they actually show? Did
they show your work that one?
Nah, it just wasn't enough time, because we were literally there for only like 2 hours, but because of traffic and everything, people didn't get in until like, I don't know, until like the event was only like an hour and a half left. So,
all right,
yeah, but it was really cool.
So definitely Jason Vong will be invited to the upcoming Sony A7 Mark III launch, and we definitely will not know about it until it happens. But you know somebody now. You are 1 degree or 2 degrees away. Is it 1 degree? 1 degree away.
I have no clue. You'll be there, man. You'll be there. I'll grab you in.
God. They're like, that's the overheating guy. We don't want him in here. Get him out of here. Turn on the air conditioning.
Yeah, crank it up. Put us in the freezer. They're gonna fly you to Antarctica and be like, hey, this is the A7R3 launch. So
it's like, it overheated, guys. I am so sorry. This camera is melting the ice caps as we speak.
Okay, so right. I don't know how much you guys want to know about the RX0, because I just realized I literally talked nothing about that camera, but it's pretty cool. If you guys didn't know, the RX0 is like an action camera, very similar to the GoPro. But what I really like about it was there's a back LCD screen on it, and on the back of the LCD screen, it's just literally the same menu interface as you would see on an RX105 or A7R2, Sony A7S2s, A9, like it's the familiar menu screen that you're used to on that tiny little action camera. I would say it's, you know, what they say is pretty accurate. It's pretty much a RX105 in this tiny little body. When I was using it at the event, I was actually very confused because there's very limited buttons. You know, there's no like shutter dial. There's no like extra buttons on that camera like you would find on the RX105. So for me to like change the shutter speed or the aperture or the ISO was pretty confusing to me, just because I wasn't really used to the camera. So I was having a tough time changing different settings on the camera. But once you figure it out, like I said, it's very similar to the RX105. The second thing that really got me confused, or not confused, but just something that I wasn't used to, was the fact that the focal length on the RX0 is 24 millimeters only. I was so used to the GoPro's focal length. You know, it's an ultra wide fisheye lens camera or whatever. So every time I went on to shoot something at 960 frames per second, I would always miss the action, or the action gets cut off either the top half or the bottom half of the screen, just because I forgot that it's a 24 millimeter focal length and not, you know, whatever the ultra wide is on the GoPro. That's pretty much it on the
okay.
Yeah, but just one last thing. They told me that a cool feature that the RX0 has is that you can actually use a cable to connect that with your, you know, bigger Sony camera, like the A7R2, A7S2, so that when you hit the shutter for the bigger Sony cameras, you can actually, trigger the shutter on the RX0. So let's say you have a tight lens on the A7R2, you hit the shutter on it. The RX0 will also take a picture, and you'll get a different coverage, a 24mm coverage, and whatever tight lens you have on your A7R2. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Not in video, right? In terms of just like a photograph, right? That's what you're saying?
You can also trigger it to do video recording as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty cool.
I just think they missed the mark on the 4K recording internal. I think if they had that potential feature, I know you can do it externally. But hey, I mean 1080p or however many megapixels, I think it's interesting. So
yeah, I try asking the guy who developed it, I think. He was there, and he was the one who actually asked me for some feedbacks. And then I try to convey to him that, hey, people are asking for internal 4K, but he didn't really like answer me if they were gonna. I don't like the answer felt more like they're not considering putting 4K internally on the RX0. So
I could just be heat. I mean, it's already tough enough for the RX100 Mark V to record in 4K. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I guess it is what it is. All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm going to jump quickly into the chat really quick and take a look. Let's see here. I don't know if you see anything there, Jason. Go right at it.
Cool. Oh, there's something that I also do want to mention.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sort of events that Sony's thrown out for the creators, they also want to fund a project as well. So they were like asking us, hey, you have a cool idea on using the Sony RX0, and they would literally give you 10 grand to make the project possible, to make the video or whatever content that you want to produce with the RX0 possible. So I just thought that was pretty cool.
So you were included in that possibility of $10,000 by throwing out an idea.
You pitch an idea, I guess you would have to lead the project, or I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll get the money to help make it possible. So I was like, man, I have no idea. I was like, what am I gonna make with the RX0?
That's cool though.
Cool. It was just awesome that they're so supportive of creators. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways.
All right.
Photo Miak says, looks like Fro was there too. I think Fro was in the New York one. He was at the New York one.
Yeah, it looks like they had different launches at different well, not launch, but different people at different locations. But they didn't have the RX-10 Mark IV. It was just purely the RX-0.
Just purely RX-0. Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, we're gonna jump onto the news, Jason.
Yeah, you see anything? No. Okay.
Nothing major here. All right. Okay, folks, we're gonna go ahead and jump streamroll right through the news and get to the full frame talking points, I guess, because that's what the topic was today. But on Monday of October 2nd, last week, Sony Rumors posted that Sony journalists in Europe had the opportunity to speak with Sony engineers in Tokyo. Although not official, website Fotolari reported that Sony is rolling out the launch of a medium format camera. Reason being, the amount of resources needed in order to develop a new system, camera, lenses, and accessory, meaning there'd be a lot of resources required to make that happen. They do state that Sony does have, pretty much the resources to do it, I guess, in the sense, but it might not seem rather beneficial at this time. Something that Sony Rumors pointed out, or they said that it'd probably be a better idea not necessarily to create a mirrorless full-frame medium format mirrorless camera using the sensor size of the 44mm by 33mm size one from the Fuji GFX, and have Sony develop their camera system and jump straight to their phase 1 size sensors of the 54mm by 40mm size sensor. So I'm not a medium format user. I doubt Jason is himself. Jason, do you secretly use medium format?
All right, hold on. Let me just pull out my medium format camera right now.
But I'm not really here to talk too much about this in the sense, just bring it up with all of you guys. But if Sony was to create and release a medium format camera, would you have any interest in it, Jason?
I don't know. depends when it's coming out and how I feel at that point. But if you ask me like right now, probably not. I don't need that much.
And also,
I don't need that much.
And also, I mean, in terms of pricing, the cost of the actual
isn't it like
system,
isn't it pretty freaking expensive?
I think it was like $3,000 to $4,000. Was it like $4,000 or so for the GFX? I could be wrong on that one, but I mean, in terms of just medium format, you're also gonna have to buy new glass. You can't use the same glass that you had before. So for the work that I do and video and photo and hybrid shooting, I'm not really the person to speak on this because I'm not in the market for a medium format camera. But I think if Sony was to go ahead and do it, they do state that there is negligible difference from the Fuji GFX and the A7R2 in terms of image quality size with those sensors, and Sony should just go straight to the larger medium format size.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they're pushing the G Master glass, and they're like, "Hey, these are the glass for a high megapixel camera." So, if they want to jump into the Phase 1, like you said, they're gonna have to make some new glass for it. But I think I'm thinking they probably have some technology, have the ball rolling already with, these G Masters. So if they were to develop something, it shouldn't take them too long.
Speaking of cameras and possible systems we're not very interested in, the Sony RX1R Mark II was discontinued by Scandinavianphoto, which is a Swedish store.
Not Scandinavianphoto.
This was posted on Sony Off Rumors October 3rd. And although the RX1R2 was released around October 2015, it still looks like it's still in stores in the US. So this is more than likely something that's just regional to that area. But I mean, you can still grab it for about $3,300 US here in the States. Jason, have you ever shown any interest in the RX1R2 series at all?
Not really. I mean, like, I always thought it's more like an A7R2 with a fixed lens. That's pretty much it. But I think I was watching a review from Camera Store TV, and they praised it. They're like, hey, it's pretty good. But for the same amount of money, A7R2.
I think that was the hardest point about this particular camera system, was that the actual cost of it. I remember when the first RX1R came out, it actually did interest me as far as the camera, just having a 35mm lens on a full frame system that was mirrorless. It's just that the price was kind of a hard thing to get around.
Yeah.
So,
do you think if they priced it under the A7R2, like significantly, maybe $2,500, you think it would do well?
I say the price on this is $19.99.
$19.99.
If that was the price, I think if they wanted to see more people with their hands on it. But I'm guessing that the tech to put this into that size is just really difficult. And the crazy thing is, I'm not seeing this camera on the used market as much. I don't see it very often because a lot of people aren't obviously buying this camera. And I'm not seeing.
It's 42 megapixels, right?
Yeah, it's an A7R2 sensor.
I wouldn't say would it be for casual users? I don't know.
I think it could. I mean, if you just want one camera, 35mm lens, and you wanted really great quality, I think that's the way to go. So I'm sure some folks in the audience might have it or have had it at some point. Would love to see some of your commentary on the RX1R Mark II. All right, next item up for our news topic is Sony launching a new 20mm f2.8. This is obviously not official news. It's a rumor posted from Sony Off Rumors Wednesday, October 4th, that there's a possibility of Sony launching a 20mm f2.8 FE lens. They already currently have one for their A-mount series, and this lens from their source states that it would be similar in quality as an affordable compact prime like their 50mm f1.8 and their 28mm f2 FE. So, Jason, a 20mm lens for full frame for your neck of the woods, is this something that piques your interest or not?
Considering I already have the 18, probably not. But I say, if anybody, if they're saying, yeah, if it's going to be much more affordable, then I'd say it's going to be a good alternative to the 18 Batis.
Because the Batis clocks in at what, about $900 to $1,000? The Batis?
Oh, how much is it? 18 is like $1,500, brand new.
Holy smokes! And that's what aperture is that?
2.8.
2.8.
Yeah, so it's very similar.
All right, so I think this is great. I mean, if the Batis is coming in at that price range retail, if they can price this 20mm f2.8 at an effective price range of maybe under $500. By the way, the 28mm f2 is about $500. I think about 400 to 500 US dollars.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, considering the 16 to 35 is like $2,000.
Yep, exactly.
And if anyone's looking for a wide, this might be a better alternative.
Yeah, definitely. All right. We are just going to go ahead and skip over to our last topic of this evening, and that is, let's see, Nikon and Canon both going full-frame mirrorless in 2018. That's going to be our major talking point today. I don't know we'll have a whole lot to talk about, but I'd love to hear some of the thoughts from the chat about Nikon and Canon going full-frame mirrorless at this time. We know that Canon's already kind of peeking into the APS-C area with their EOS M line. So back in September 15th of 2017, around that time frame, tech websites confirmed, or Zytech, this tech website confirmed that Nikon, in an interview, that full frame was the way to go with their mirrorless cameras. Some talking points that Nikon had was that they wanted their full frame mirrorless camera to be inspired by film cameras, possibly. They don't like the Sony design, and they want to appeal to professional photographers because, as you know, as Nikon stated, nobody professional uses mirrorless cameras.
Ha.
Right, Jason? You're not professional, unfortunately.
No. Come on.
And then back in October, so not too long ago, like last week on October 3rd, Canon Rumours, CR2 Rumor posted that Canon was looking into a full-frame mirrorless with a dedicated CMOS sensor, different from the 6D Mark II and the 5D Mark IV. They do expect an announcement in around August, September of 2018, right around the Photokina time. Some points that they've caught from Canon Watch, one of these other rumor sites, is that a prototype already exists, that it is potentially going to be an EF mount. Because right now, if you want to grab yourself an EOS M5 or that series of cameras, you have to get a specialized EFM mount lens for their Canon system. And it appears that one of the reasons why there's a delay in this, based on the rumors, is that they're trying to get EF lens compatibility with this particular mirrorless camera. Megapixel size, we're looking around 36 to 38 megapixels, which seems fine by me. And again, like I mentioned earlier, Photokina is roughly the time frame of announcement. So, speaking of all of that, Jason Vong, I know we're all speaking of the fact that I'm selling off my last Canon DSLR. What are your thoughts about Nikon and Canon trying to get their gear into the full frame mirrorless market? And what do you think? And what do you think they need in order to compete against Sony?
I think I don't know too much about Nikon and what they're doing, but if what you're saying, or like if what is reported is true, that if Canon is using or is going through the full frame mirrorless route and using EF mount, it's pretty smart on their part, because they already have the glass, they already have all the glass available, and all they have to do is just make a kick-ass body, and that's it.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, the problem with Sony right now is that the lack of lens the lack of lens diversity that you have access to. Now, you can adapt to the Sony system, but having native glass would be a much better option. But if Canon can find a way to get their glass to be compatible with it that already exists, that thing is going to be a very interesting camera. But my question, though, another point I want to bring up with you is, do you think that Canon in this generation, this first generation full frame mirrorless, do you think they can create something that would compete with like the Sony A9?
Probably not. Maybe not the first one. Maybe a one after that.
So that's what's going through my mind as well. I really don't think that they can. I don't think this first gen camera is going to surpass whatever the Sony A9 is right now, if that's what they're looking for. But the truth is, we don't know. I don't know if that's what they're aiming for. Maybe they're aiming for like an A7 or 2 crowd. You know what I mean? Maybe it's kind of like an A7 III, A7 II crowd. Maybe that's what their first camera is going to be. It's not going to be this like monstrosity like an A9, for example.
They're probably not going to like pull new people in. They're probably going to start introducing. It's more for like going to be an introduction to their current Canon fan base. Or consumer base, not fan base. Sorry.
But hey, I mean, anything they can do, because honestly, this is exactly what I was hoping that they would get into, but it's too little too late. I mean, it looks like I'm already moving towards the Sony, at some point I'll eventually get rid of my Canon glass, but I think it's a good choice if that's what's going to happen with Canon in this case. I can't speak too well on the Nikon front, but I would imagine hopefully that Nikon could go ahead and find a way to get their lens compatibility as well with their full frame mirrorless camera in the future.
I mean, maybe like Nikon was smart about it, just to wait and see like what's exactly Sony is lacking. I mean, like they're saying they're like, I think you said right here that people dislike the Sony design, and there are people who don't like the design of the Sony. They're like, oh, what is this? What am I holding? Like, why is my pinky like not hitting anything? They'll probably design. No. You think they'll probably design something bigger, right?
I think that's it. I mean, imagine if it was just like another, but I would say maybe a slightly thinner, slimmed down full frame DSLR, like a 5D Mark IV. I mean, the 5D Mark IV itself was pretty light already. They kind of slimmed it down, but imagine one that was just a little bit slimmer, maybe, but had the workings and internals of a mirrorless camera with the EVF and all the benefits and features that gives you. I think that would definitely be a contender as a camera. I'm just saying that I don't know if they'll be able to compete in specs. I know Canon has that dual pixel autofocus technology that they implement in their EOS M line of cameras, the later generation, and I think that's the edge that they have. I don't know if Nikon's going to be able to catch up with that, so we'll see. But I'm excited. I'd like to see what Canon tends to drop in the future. So that's it. Cool. That's all I have to say about it. I wonder what the audience has to say, if they even care at all in the chat.
I have a lot to say about this.
Okay. All right. I doubt if you're already in the Sony camp. If you're in the Sony camp, would you even consider going back the other way? It'd probably be a lot more difficult too. But if they could make a compelling camera, it would be interesting to see.
Cool.
All right.
You also want to start queuing up the Q&A as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're kind of getting to the end of our show already. If you have any questions, go ahead and plop it down, hashtag QA, or add a question mark to the end of it. Jason Vong and I will tackle it towards the end of our show as we are near it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what folks are saying.
So Jason Patadofo says, I think they should fix their DSLR first and apply what they learned to mirrorless after doing so.
Let's see here. I think that's a good point. I think the Nikon D850 was sort of like the answer to that. I don't know. I felt that Nikon really put in a lot of effort into that D850 to make it a compelling camera to keep people engaged within the DSLR system. But that's just my perspective on that one.
Jason Sears says it's lunchtime, 10:42 p.m. here now.
Oh shoot.
Eric Rossi says the only way for Nikon and Canon to succeed with mirrorless is to have native mount. Yeah, pretty much what we're saying.
Yeah, that is it. They have to be compatible.
Dave Sincere says Nikon and Canon is going to have to put out something big to compete with the A9.
I think so. I just feel that their first mirrorless is not going to be at that point. That's my gut feeling. I think it's going to be similar. It's going to match up with like the A7 III. A7 III is not even out yet. A7 II, maybe A7R2 performance.
They're going to work. They're going to work their way up though. Alan Andrews says, "Thanks. Need to sell my Nikon gear and go full Sony."
Woo! What Nikon body are you getting rid of? All right.
Diana
Ratto says. Go for it.
Diana Gladney says, I love my Canon M3, M6. I love it. I think if they don't step it up to 4K, people might lose hope. I'm still a big Canon fangirl regardless. The M6 doesn't shoot 4K, right?
No, none of them shoot. That's the thing. None of them shoot 4K. And like I said, some people don't need it. Some people want it. I mean, it's a mixed bag. All right. Ratto says, Canon name alone will sell a full-frame mirrorless camera. I would agree with that. I would agree. It's a big name. David Osler says Nikon autofocus sucks on video. I've heard that. Hasn't been a strong point.
I was watching Zed Pro Media's GH5 update. Didn't seem like the autofocus got better on the video.
It didn't get better?
No, it seemed like before he updated it, it was better. And then after he updated it, it was like a lot worse. And he was like saying,
"Oh shoot!
Oh, it should be a lot better now." And his face is still out of focus. I was like, no.
Oh god, Michael Mistro Pierce dropping his Nikon, just sick what they do best: recalls.
Dang,
Michael. Wow. Yes, Diana echoing the point that Canon glass options are awesome prices. Definitely.
Let's see here.
David Oster also adding on to that, Canon will need to compete with the sensor tech as well. That is a good point.
Chris Mega Game says, I say good on Canon, but I always go with Sony because they aren't afraid to push the envelope. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like this. I mean, like they're just putting stuff out there. You know, they're putting out better technology out there. It's might overheat, but better technology is out there.
Personally, I think Pat Adolfo says, personally, I think Canon needs to make mirrorless cameras just a tiny bit bigger. From what I've seen, while they perform relatively well, their ergonomics needs some improvement. You know what? Sony makes an A9. Oh, wait, what? Canon needs to make their... Oh, okay, so he's talking about the Canon cameras that are already out that are mirrorless. Okay, cool, get it. Totally get it. Rato says, I want an A9 in a Canon body. That'd be very interesting. I would like that camera too. But wouldn't the A99? I mean, they could make like an A99 camera, but that's E-mount. I don't know, maybe.
A-mount is not dead.
Pat Adolfo is adding Canon should make their own speed booster, so their full frame lenses can actually perform like full frame lenses on their APS-C mirrorless cameras. I don't know. I think they just don't want people blending those two systems. They want you to spend more money.
Oh, Zed Pro Media is in the house, just right when he said his name. Canon sensor tech is behind everyone else, and I assume it'll be the same when they make the mirrorless. But that color science, though.
Yeah, I would.
And then he also added that, yeah, the GH5 autofocus isn't any better, but the codecs are insane. Yeah, I was watching the vlog and all that stuff, and I was just like, damn, looks good. And I was like, after watching that video, I was like furiously looking to see if any adapter company out there made an adapter for micro four thirds to use E-mount lenses, but there still aren't any yet.
I think it might have.
If they made that adapter, I would probably pick up a GH5.
Hey, I mean, I'm looking at the GH5 gray market. It's such a good price right now, and I've got my $500 eBay bucks. I'm like, I could snag one for about $1,000 right now.
If you were to get it, what lens would you use? Or are you gonna adapt?
I'd have to adapt. See, I sold my dang speed booster.
Those things are costly, man.
Yeah, I sold it at a loss. Now I'm being an idiot buying it again. So I'm just gonna wait for a future. You know what? That's the thing, though. Sony just needs to bring in that 4K 60p, man. That's the problem. Jeez.
And speed boosters, even though they're used, they hold their value, man, just because of how incredibly helpful they are, useful they are.
Yeah. But Omiyak saying the D850 is one of the greatest DSLRs ever made. Definitely gotta get my hands on trying one at some point. But yeah. Let's see.
All right. I'm seeing some questions now, Danny. Should we just
okay? Yeah, let's just go through them. Yeah. All right.
Alan said, why full frame like A7R2 have softer 4K compared to 6500? Because 6500 6K downsample. Yep, you exactly answered your question. 6500 shoots 4K, sorry, 6K, but in like a 4K composition, so it's a lot crispier.
Yeah. iAsperity says Sony Family Center is having 30% sale off a bunch of their full frame lens and Sony A9, which is like 3K now, 3,000 now. Okay. This could possibly mean something.
While I just, check out the Family Center really quick.
Let's end the show right now and check the website. Where is this $3,000 A9 you speak of? No, but it's crazy.
No joke. Send me the link.
The camera was like what, 45 or so, 4,500, and I'm seeing it go for 3,700 now. So in terms of price and holding it, it's dropped quite a bit. All right. Michael Mistro Pierce, A9R, 200 FPS with 200 megapixel coming soon. Could you imagine how crazy people would become if that was the case? Imagine just like 8K, like it goes against like the what is it, the Red Epic, like the Red. I don't know. That'd be crazy.
Michael Pierce living in the future, man.
The funny thing is, we talk like it's not real, but it's more of a matter of time.
No, yeah, no, I believe it.
Yeah, it's just more of a matter of time. That's the crazy thing. Patrick Chang, Q&A, do you ever face a decision on how much gear to bring on a vacation? Portability versus best possible picture quality. Jason, you're probably the better person to answer that.
Oh man, I remember my Japan trips 3 years ago before I even started the YouTube channel. 2 GH4s, speed booster, bunch of Canon glass, even micro four thirds glass, a ton of audio gear. I brought so much for a 2-week Japan vacation. I'm just like, never again. So I don't know. I think nowadays I'm trying to challenge myself to bring less and less, but I would always still bring 2 bodies. I think it's an overkill though.
You're like, I can always bring less, but make sure one's an A9.
Danny, what are you gonna bring for New York?
Sony A9.
Sony A9.
I have no idea yet, man. It'd probably just be like an A6500 or something.
Bring a 7200.
No way. Maybe the 18-105. Maybe this would be the perfect lens, unless we get the RX10 Mark IV. But I feel like the RX. Where's my RX10 Mark II? Okay, it's kind of a chunky camera still. It's like this is the RX10 Mark II. It's kind of a chunky camera. I mean, the 10-18 with the Alpha 6500 is a lot more compact than this. But you get the zoom. You get that zoom.
Yeah.
So
I was debating whether I should just RX105, Zoom Crane M, and Zoom H1. I think.
Yeah, I was seeing that on eBay. The RX100 Mark V. It was going for like $799 open box. I was like,
it's okay.
I could sell my RX100 Mark IV.
I seriously think you should, just because of that phase detection autofocus.
Jeez. And then what if they release an RX100 Mark VI and you get that?
You know what? I just have a feeling it's just around the corner for that 6, man.
Jeez, freaking Sony needs to slow down. All right, Arnold Galinado. Crap, I probably skipped some stuff here, but Arnold Galinado says best combo for the A9 for mixed outdoors, 60% outdoors and indoor, 40% sports, shooting 70-200 plus tele, or the 100-400. Arnold, I would say the 70-200 G Master plus the teleconverter. That 2.8 is so necessary for the indoor stuff. That's why. Reginald. Go ahead.
Sony artist and Jason. I am not Sony artist, and I'm not even a collective.
Not yet. We can always. It's not that he's not. It's when he will be.
All right, guys. When I am. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna campaign all over the state. Elect me as the new artist. No, I'm just messing. S-Log A9 Revolution. I don't know, man. Every time Sony Alpha Rumours like, hey, there's a possibility S-Log is coming for the A9. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Who knows?
Chris Barr, Q&A. Any thoughts on the portrait modes on the iPhones? I got the 8 Plus, and it is just okay, but it still looks so fake. I've never used that because I don't have like the iPhone series. Jason Vong, have you ever used the portrait mode on your iPhone?
Only at the stores, but I have the regular, but I tested it out at the stores, and it looked kind of fake. I think MKBHD did like a Pixel 2 first impressions, and he was pretty blown away by the portrait mode on that phone. So,
but see, then again, it was only one sample, and we don't know. He didn't take a successive amount of images, but honestly, the sad thing is they're gonna get it right. If the Pixel 2 got it right, they're eventually gonna get it right with the technology. And you're not going to need a large aperture prime lens to get that shallow depth of field look for a portrait. So
why am I spending all this money on 1.4 lenses?
I know, right? I mean, what if that was the case, Jason? Like, it was just digitally done. What if the camera was so smart, had a really fast processor, and it could just calculate the depth of field, that it would just simulate the depth of field that you wanted. Did you ever? It's just strange to think about, right? I don't know.
Someday, man, that's the future, man. You don't need no wedding photographers. Everyone just takes out their phone, and you'll get the perfect shot every time.
Maybe that's like that red phone, you know, from that company. Maybe that's what it'll do. Photo Mike says, "I'm not gonna sit up here and y'all disrespect Nikon like that."
Wait, what happened?
Photo Mike says, "I'm not gonna sit up here and let y'all disrespect Nikon like that."
Well, I mean, what did we really say?
I like Nikon. I mean, shoot, I'm definitely gonna rent out that D850, so it's gonna happen at some point.
Someone tagged me on an Instagram video. They're like, Jason Vong says, "Who the hell shoots video on Nikon?" Boom, here's a video I shot with a Nikon, and I was like, oh my god, I was just joking, man. Don't take it too seriously. The video he shot was beautiful, and I was just like, cool video.
Diana Gladney goes and asks, "Why do you feel like Canon is afraid to advance like Sony has?" I think it's the market. Their market. They don't want to segment. They don't want their products to compete with their other products so much. I think it's really the video end of things that Canon seems to lack in. That's just my thought.
I don't think they're advanced. I just think they're known to build solid products, so they just want to wait until they have a solid product and then release it. So, plus I think they have them. They've been in the market for so long already. I think people trust them on their stuff, so they're not afraid.
Hey, I mean, they must be afraid though. I mean, look, they're looking at mirrorless
competition.
Just saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Competition is always good.
Yeah, competition is good.
Photo Mike is going to go live later.
All right. Part two of the live. Let's go. Let's join Photo Mike.
Pat Adolfo, what are the advantage of getting a Cine lens over a regular manual lens? Is it focus breathing? Focus breathing, and then the actual cinema lens itself is really built to be able to be handled by someone specifically with the... I don't remember the exact names.
Can pull more accurate focus than a manual lens.
Yeah.
Said Pro Media, I shot some stuff in 1080p, 10-bit 422, and my mind was blown. Send you guys a link later. Awesome. Let us know.
Yeah.
That internal 422, man.
Oh, David
Oster. I'm trying to GH5 for portrait model shoot this Thursday. Stay tuned.
I mean, I don't doubt the capabilities of the GH5. I mean,
I don't. I just didn't like the colors or like the results that came out of the Panasonic GH4 when I shot photos with it. I was like, it looks pretty mushy. But that's just a personal taste.
But you know, I really think if that's all you had to work with, I think people can make it work. I mean, people are making it work. Oh, yeah. It's just that when you get so used to a different system, it's kind of tough. But I don't doubt that system at all. You can definitely get some great results out of it. Let's see. Honestly, any camera today, you're going to get really good results. What the hell am I saying? I mean, it's such a callous thing to say. The tech is so great nowadays. Let's see. Alan Andrews is going to wait for the 18-105 review. Better hurry.
Oh, seems like a lot of people really want the 18-105. So
you got that wink, that little wink there. So
start shooting.
Oh shoot!
Chris Farr got it right. 18-105 review. Buy it. Just buy it.
I don't use mine that much. I'm telling you. After I got the A9, I have my A7R2. My brother's using it now. Like I don't even use it. It's so bad. So bad. All right. Although I could use the 18-105 on the A9. Actually, I'm going to try it. I'm going to go ahead and use it.
Okay. Patrick Chan going to Taiwan for less than a week. Leaving the A7 II at home for my Fuji X70. How dare you? Traveling abroad just to cheat on the Sony.
Arnold Galanetto. Who would win in a Sony Artisan duel to the death? Jason Vong or Jason Lanier? Place your bets.
Jason Lanier will like rip me through shreds, man.
Hey, do they know something we don't know, Jason? The Battle of the Jasons.
Tear me apart.
All right.
But hey, there's some exciting announcement that I might have in the next couple of weeks. So.
Oh, Jason Vong's got some interesting announcements. All
yeah,
right.
Let's just say, speaking of Jason Lanier, there's about a couple
of
weeks.
Oh, okay. Let's not reveal that information just quite yet. All right. Dave Sincere says Q&A. What do you think Sony would need to bring to just shut it down for everybody? Make the A9 $1,000. If you price the A9 for like $999, it would be done. Like there'd be no competition anymore. Oh shoot!
I buy 3 if it's priced $999.
Imagine it was $999. Shoot! You know the funny thing? Give it 3 years, it will probably be $999. That's insane. All right. Anyway, Jason Vong should make a video wearing a Jason Lanier hat and shoot one-handed. Ellen Andrews.
I don't know how. That's hard, man. I tried. I'm just like I have trouble getting sharp focus with 2 hands already. If I'm trying to do it one hand. Oh. Maybe with the A9, maybe it's definitely possible.
Hashtag Jason Vong for Artisan. Hashtag Vivian plan along. Hashtag Jason is a Nikonist.
Why? I'm not. I respect Jason. Nikon. Great low light capability.
Arnold Galanotto. Hashtag Danny for Nikon ambassador. Hashtag TNM. Go.
Do it, man. Do it.
I'll be your VP. Keith is saying. All right, sounds good. New rules after time is up on the show. $1 a minute to stay on after. All right, crap. We gotta hammer through this stuff here. All right, I still got some stuff to do later, right? Any more?
PhotoMeX says, how do you not like the colors of the Panasonic? Sony's are trash. Well, the skin tones are, but the video quality is still top notch. No. I'm just talking about photos in general for Panasonic. I don't know why. It's just like when I was dealing with the raw files on the GH4, I just did not like it. Video quality, I have no problem with.
Iasperity's asking, Danny, do you miss the resolution or image quality at all after switching to the A9, or do you not really feel the difference? I don't really feel the difference. You know what's really interesting though? When I'm shooting football, high school football in the evening, I shoot in crop mode, so I get 10 megapixel images. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm so happy about it. Like I'd rather deal with 10 megapixel files than 24 megapixel files. Like I said, it works for me, specifically what I do. That's why I absolutely love the A9 system. Now I know Nikon full frame, they do crops. They're able to crop their crop into the lenses too, which is great. But I just love that.
It's 10 megapixels once you crop into Super 35 for the A9?
For the A9. But for the A7R2, it's 18 megapixels. Right. No, I don't miss the resolution too much. I do a little bit, but it's not a big deal. Arnold Galanado. Hashtag announcement of an announcement. Hashtag Jason Vong, Sony Artisan calling.
No.
Oh shoot!
Years to get in.
Let's see. I think that's it. Is there anything
That's pretty
else?
much it. Awesome.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining our live show today. We kind of scrambled it at the last minute, just being honest with all of you guys. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with us this evening on Monday. You could be doing something much better.
Like watching football.
Yeah, or doing something different. I mean, whatever it is, but I do appreciate you guys joining us. And those of you that are joining us after the live show is over, do appreciate that as well. Again, just a heads up, Jason Vong and I will be in New York at the Photo Plus event coming around very, very soon. And we will post some more information about that, hopefully by next week. Right, Jason? Hopefully.
I think so. What day is today?
Today's the 9th.
Wow, we're leaving in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right. Guys, that's going to do it for us. Jason Vong, how can people find you?
Jason Vong I was gonna say Jason Vong. I mean, JasonVong.com works too, but YouTube.com/Jason Vong.
You can just type in Jason Vong. You'll find him everywhere on the internets.
Yeah.
All right.
Jason Sony or something. Actually, that's gonna give you linear. Jason Vong. Jason Vong.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Peace.